Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome to the Sunday Feast class. We'll start with Jaya Radha Madhava, and then we'll do Mangalacharan, and we'll get into today's discussion. Can you please project Jaya Radha Madhava, and then we can sing a small bhajan by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari. Gopijana Vallabha, Jaya Girivaradari. Jaya Girivaradari. Gopijana Vallabha, Jaya Girivaradari. Jaya Girivaradari. Yashodanandana, Jaya Prajajana Ranjana. Jaya Yashodanandana, Yashodanandana, Jaya Prajajana Ranjana. Jaya Prajajana Ranjana. Jaya Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Kunja Bihari. Jaya Yamuna Tiravanachari. Jaya Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hey Krishna, Hey Govinda, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Jaya Radha, Madan Mohan Radha, Madan Mohan Radhe, Jaya Radha. Jaya Mahaprabhu, Jaya Mahaprabhu, Jaya Mahaprabhu, Jaya Mahaprabhu, Jaya Mahaprabhu. Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha Narahari, Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha, Jaya Narahari, Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Nitya Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitya Gaura Hari Bol, Nitya Gaura Hari. Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki, Jai Srila Prabhupada ki. Let's start with the Mangalacharan prayers. If you can actually project the Mangalacharan prayers, we can recite it together. It invokes the auspiciousness and also mercy of our Guru Parampara, of our Guru Varga, so that we can actually dive deep into the understanding of the message of the text like the Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. So can you project the Mangalacharan prayers, Prabhu, so that we can read that and then we can get into the discussion. Charanamai Prabhu, if you can project the Mangalacharan prayers. Thank you. Maybe we can start reciting it. for those of you who know it. Om Ajnanatirmirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaya Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamsya Shri Rupa Sagarjata Sagana Raghunatamritam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Deva Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Dvaita Shri Vishakamitamscha Hare Krishna Karuna Sindhu Do Jagatpate Gopesha Gopinakanta Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hare Priye Vancha Kalpatarobhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Thank you again for coming for today's session. I was thinking maybe we can actually read a section from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, because we have Sri Gaura Purnima coming up. We just had the appearance day of Srila Advaita Acharya, and also the appearance day of Nityananda Prabhu, Lord Nityananda, that just passed a few weeks ago. And now we have the next festival which is coming up, which is the advent of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is the Yoga Avatar and who came actually to give us the highest benediction of that one can actually reach. He came to give the highest benediction, even though we have no qualification, but still Mahaprabhu came and gave this benediction to all of us. So I thought we'll read from Chaitanya Charitamrita. Primarily we'll read some verses from the Adi Leela, chapter 3, but before that we will just quickly read some prayers offering our obeisances to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates, and then we'll continue on to read some sections from, actually I'm just our Rajajivan Prabhu actually he covered some verses from the 3rd chapter, so I thought we'll just continue to with the 3rd chapter, which basically deals with the external appearances, the reasons for the appearance of the external reasons for appearance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But before that, we will go to this verse from Adi Leela, chapter 1, text number 2. Adi Leela, chapter 1, text number 2. So it's a beautiful verse which basically offers obeisances to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu. So I'll read this verse and then you can repeat after me. I'll read line by line. Vande Sri Krishna Chaitanya Nityanandau Sahoditau Gaudode Pushpavantau Chitrau Sandau Tamonudau. The translation. I offer my respectful obeisances unto Sri Krishna Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda, who are like the sun and moon. They have arisen simultaneously on the horizon of Gauda, which is basically West Bengal or Bengal, to dissipate the darkness of ignorance and thus wonderfully bestow benediction upon all. So this is actually a verse which Sri Krishna Raj, Kaviraj Goswami, he basically offers his obeisances to Lord Gauranga and Lord Nityananda. Of course, for those of you, who are hearing the names for the first time, Lord Krishna, Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda. Of course, Sri Krishna Chaitanya he's also referred to as Lord Gauranga. They appeared in Bengal 500 years ago, roughly 500 years ago. And they are none other than the incarnation of Krishna and Balaram. So, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Lord Krishna, of course, he appeared 5,000 years ago at the end of Dwapara Yuga. But again, he came back as Sri Krishna Chaitanya for some reasons. Why he has come back, that is what we will discuss in this chapter. Some external reasons. So there are some internal reasons why he appeared as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Bhagavan Sri Krishna, he appeared as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for some internal reasons and for some external reasons. So today this chapter covers the external reasons of why he appeared as Sri Krishna Chaitanya. And of course, Lord Nityananda is also none other than Lord Balaram, who's the older brother of Krishna. So they have appeared. They have appeared like the sun and the moon. Of course, the sun and the moon appears to basically illuminate the world, because this is a place of darkness or ignorance. So the sun appears. Of course, I don't know about how you feel, but whenever the sun sets, you feel that a little dejection. I don't know, but I strongly feel that actually. And because the sun and the moon are there to illuminate the world, to actually, remove the darkness, so that we can actually see, we can perceive the material objects. We can see ourselves in the process. So they are there to dissipate the darkness from the world. And similarly, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu, they have appeared. In fact, they propagated the whole Nama Sankirtana. One of the reasons why Mahaprabhu appears is also to propagate Nama Sankirtana, inaugurating the chanting of the holy names of the Lord. But to dissipate the darkness of, not just the darkness of the night, but dissipate the darkness of ignorance within everybody's heart. We are all covered with ignorance, avidya, and because of which we identify with matter. We identify with matter starting from this body. Right? In the third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, Lord Kapila is describing that what are we most attached to in this world? Our body, this material body. Of course, the self is different than the body, but due to ignorance, I feel that I am this body. And everything that's connected with this body, I feel that they are me and mine. And this is how the material conception of life, it all starts from attachment to this body because of the false ego. Vaisheshika Prabhu says, in a lighter sense, he says that ahankar, is a Sanskrit term which represents false ego. You can also split it as aham and kar. Aham means, in Sanskrit, means me, and kar is this vehicle. Ahankar can be understood as aham kar. So I identify very closely with this body or this car or this vehicle. As Krishna says, Ishvara sarva bhutanam hrideshi arjuna tishtati brahmayan sarva bhutani yantra rodani maya. Yantra, it's a highly sophisticated machine, and we identify with this machine. We are so invested in this machine and everything that's connected with this machine. And that's because of avidya. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu actually came to dissipate this darkness of ignorance within our heart. As Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Tesham evanukam partam aham magyana jamtamaha nashayami atma bhavastu jnana deepena bhashvata. So, and of course, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is non-different than Krishna. So Krishna again and again Yada yada hi dharmasya glanirбhavati bharata abhyuktanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamiham. So he again descends. He comes, or his devotees, his representative come again and again to do what? To basically give this message and to also teach us a spiritual process by which we can be uplifted from this avidya. And that's what Krishna says in that particular verse. Tesham evanakam partham aham agyanajam tamaha. So covered by ignorance, our heart is actually filled with this darkness of ignorance. But then, nashayami atma bhavosto jnana deepena bhashvata. So Krishna says, by my mercy, I actually enlightened, filled their heart with the light of the lamp of knowledge. Jnana deepena bhashvata. Deepa, jnana deepena, the lamp of knowledge. So Krishna, again and again he comes, and of course, most recently has come as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to dissipate this darkness of ignorance within our own heart and give them a taste and illuminate their heart with divine spiritual wisdom. And also give them a taste of the love that is dormant within everyone's heart. So this is why Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda have appeared. So here is a verse which actually, can we go to text number 5, which basically talks about Mahaprabhu's, one of the verses, there are many verses, and we cannot cover all the verses, but one of the verses which basically talks about Gaura Tattva, who's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Anybody would like to recite the Sanskrit? Anyone? Yes, Mataji. You can get a mic and then you can recite the Sanskrit. So who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? This is Gaura Tattva. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Shall I recite the verse?
Yes, please.
Radha Krishna Pranaya Vrikrite Alladini Shaktirashmat Ekatmanam Abhibhupi Pura Deha Vedam Gatoto Chaitanyakhyam Prakatamadhuna Tadvayam Chaikyamaptam Radha Bhavaduti Shuvalitam Nomi Krishna Swarupam.
So who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? We can read the translation as well.
The loving affairs of Sri Radha and Krishna are transcendental manifestations of the Lord's internal pleasure-giving potency. Although Radha and Krishna are one in their identity, previously they separated themselves. Now these two transcendental identities have again united in the form of Sri Krishna Chaitanya. I bow down to him who has manifested himself with the sentiment and complexion of Srimati Radharani, although he is Krishna himself.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. So this is Gaura Tattva. Who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? He is Krishna himself, but he's taken the mood of Srimati Radharani. So they have combined again, and they have come down as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this is the identity of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It's non-different than Krishna himself. Of course, we'll see some verses as we go on the discussion. We'll see some verses how is non-different than Krishna himself. And there's another verse, Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaurativshe Namaha. So it's a beautiful verse by Srila Rupa Goswami. He says, Namo Mahavadanyaya. Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the most munificent of all the incarnation. Why? Krishna Prema Pradayate, because he is giving directly love of Krishna, which is the highest benediction one can receive. Even when Krishna appeared 5,000 years ago, he actually set some conditions that before he actually can, Krishna says, Sarva Dharman Parityacha Mamekam Sharanam Vraja Aham Tvam Sarva Papebhyo Moksha Shami Masuchaha. So Krishna said, first you surrender, then I'll deliver you from sinful reactions. So that was a condition that Krishna said, first you surrender, then I'll deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. So that's what Krishna said. But how many of the people followed that instruction? How many of them surrendered to Krishna following the process of Bhakti Yoga? Not many. Very handful of you can actually count a handful of people who are able to do that. So that's one of the external reasons why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appears, is that he is thinking, nobody has taken to this instruction very seriously. Now I have to come, and not I gave an instruction 5,000 years ago, but now I have to show personally how to follow the process of Bhakti Yoga and how to surrender. So Krishna comes in the mood of his own devotee. That is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Because who is the topmost devotee? The topmost devotee is Srimati Radharani. So Krishna, when he takes on the mood of Srimati Radharani, then he becomes Sri Krishna Chaitanya. He takes on this mood. One of the reasons why he takes on the mood is, the external reason is that I have to show by my own example how to follow the process of Bhakti Yoga, how to actually surrender, how to surrender to himself in this case, which is Sri Krishna, but how to follow this process. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared to personally show by example to all of us. And of course there are many more verses which says, how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is non-different than Krishna. Of course, after Krishna, so one of the reasons is also, so Krishna was contemplating that, of course there are three external reasons. So I'll list them now. The three external reasons for Mahaprabhu's appearance is that, first, to inaugurate the Yoga Dharma of the Lord, of Kali Yuga, of the Yuga. So basically, Nama Sankirtana is the Yoga Dharma, which is chanting of the holy names, is the Yoga Dharma of the Lord. There is, every Yoga, there is a prescribed means of self-realization and God realization. So Yoga, the Nama Sankirtana, or the chanting of the holy names of the Lord, is the Yoga Dharma. So that is the first reason. The three external reasons. The first reason is to inaugurate the Nama Sankirtana, or the Yoga Dharma of the Yuga, Kali Yuga. The second reason is to bestow the Vraja Prema, or the Prema Bhakti, that is exclusively found in Vraja, in the dealings of Vrindavan Vasis, or the Vraja Vasis with Krishna. To basically, to bestow that Prema Bhakti, which is basically, it's different because that Prema Bhakti or Vraja Bhakti is different because that is Bhakti in intimacy. In fact, Bhakti itself can be categorized into two: Bhakti in awe and reverence, and Bhakti in intimacy. So what we generally hear, that the Lord's dealings with the devotees in Vaikuntha, where there is more, it's a mood of worship in awe and reverence. It's a mood of worship where there is more awe and reverence, and then there is a certain level of dependence on the Lord. Certain level of dependence on the Lord, and there is certain level of reverence for the Lord. So the worship there is in the mood of awe and reverence. But then even higher than that is actually the mood of worship of the Lord in intimacy, where you find, especially in Vrindavan, among the Vrajavasis. So the second reason why the Lord, external reason why the Lord appears, is he actually wants to give. Lord Krishna is thinking, 5,000 years ago, he is thinking, I have, after he actually departs this material realm and goes to his own abode, which is the spiritual abode, the Lord Krishna is thinking, actually I have not bestowed this Vraja Prema for a very long time. This Bhakti in intimacy, I have not bestowed this for a very long time. So I actually want to bestow this highest benediction, this Prema Bhakti or Vraja Prema, to all the conditioned souls. So now, for the second reason, the Lord appears as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is to give this Prema Bhakti or Vraja Prema. And the third reason the Lord appears, the external reason the Lord appears, is actually to fulfill the prayers of Advaita Acharya. The third reason the Lord appears is to fulfill the prayers of Advaita Acharya, so Advaita Acharya is one of the associates of the Lord. He is the incarnation of Mahavishnu. And Sadashiva, who comes actually to accompany the Lord in these pastimes. So Advaita Acharya, will read as we go through the chapter, becomes very, very unhappy seeing the suffering condition of the conditioned soul. So then he earnestly prays and calls out to the Lord, please come and please establish the Yuga Dharma for the for this age. Please establish the Yuga Dharma for this age. Then the Lord actually, hearing his prayers, he comes down to fulfill Advaita Acharya's prayers. So these are the three external reasons. We will go into detail as we cover this chapter. Why the three external reasons of why the Lord appears. So now we will go to verse number 19. Third chapter, verse number 19. So there are different prescribed means in the Bhagavatam. The 12th canto is said, Kriteya dhyayato Vishnum tretayam yajito makai dvapare paricharyayam kalautad narikirtanat. So whatever was the result, this is from the Bhagavatam. So in the Satyuga, what was the prescribed means, or what was the process? Yeah, it was meditation. Kriteya dhyayato Vishnum. And then in Treta Yuga, what was the prescribed means? It's performing sacrifices. Yes, yajna. And then in Dwapara Yuga, it's worshipping the Lord's lotus feet. And in Kali Yuga, it is actually Hari Kirtanat. So this is the Yuga Dharma for each Yuga. As we have, we wear different sets of clothes in different seasons. So there are different cycles of Yugas. And then there is a prescribed means of self-realization and God-realization that is given for each Yuga. So for Kali Yuga, what is the prescribed means? That is the chanting of the holy name of the Lord. That is a prescribed means. So if we go to the verse, Adilila, 3rd chapter, verse number 19. So the Lord actually came to teach people of the Yuga Dharma, which is chanting the holy names of the Lord. I'm going to sing this verse, and then you can play. Yuga Dharma pravirtemo nama sankirtana Chari bhava bhakti dhiya nachamu bhuvana Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Translation: I shall personally inaugurate the religion of the age, Nama Sankirtana, the congregational chanting of the holy name. I shall make the world dance in ecstasy, realizing the four mellows of loving devotional service. So this is, the Lord actually is thinking, yes, I did not give, the highest benediction to, the conditioned souls for a very long time, which is actually the Vraja Bhakti that I was talking about earlier. Now the Lord is thinking, yes, now I will appear in Kali Yuga as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and inaugurate the Yuga Dharma, which is the chanting of the holy names of the Lord. And I shall make the whole world dance in ecstasy, realizing the four mellows of loving devotional service. So four mellows of loving devotional services. Of course, we can have a relationship with the Supreme Lord in four mellows, which is Dasya, which is in the mood of servant, in Sakya, in the mood of being a friend, in Vatsalya, being a mode of a parent, and in Madhurya, in conjugal loving affairs. So this is the four mellows of loving devotional service. In fact, Krishna actually, in the chapter only, Krishna is, the author is talking about Krishna's mood and his contemplation. The Lord is thinking, okay, my devotees worship me now in Navarans and Vaikuntha, but that worship doesn't satisfy me as much as the intimate connection and the intimate dealings that I have in Vrajabhumi or Sri Vrindavan Dham. And he's thinking, I don't get as much joy as I get from, my friends actually defeating me as I am playing with them in Vrajabhumi. I don't get as much joy as my mother binds me. In Vrindavan, Mother Yashoda binds Krishna, and she has, it seems like Krishna comes under the control of these devotees. Of course, that is not possible in Vaikuntha, but in Vrindavan, in Vrajabhumi, Krishna actually comes under the control of his devotees. So when Krishna gets defeated in a game with his cowherd boyfriends, he has to carry them on his back. So that kind of intimacy is there, where in Vrindavan, the Aishwarya, the knowledge that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead is hidden. And Krishna enjoys these transcendental mellows, these sweet relationship with his devotees, without any awe and reverence. Of course, there is something in the background. There is understanding that Lord Vishnu or Lord Narayana is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But then with Krishna, the Yoga Maya covers that particular aspect. And then Krishna has the sweet, intimate dealings with his devotees. It's like, in Vaikuntha, it's more formal. All right? I mean, Prabhupada gives the example like how a judge, when he sits in the high court, it's a very formal setting. I mean, you cannot go around, and the lawyer cannot go and put his hand around the judge and have a chit chat. Or when he's sitting in the seat as a judge, then it's a very, very formal setting. The due respects have to be given. The formality has to be followed. And then the procedures have to be followed, and so on and so forth. So that maryada is there, that awe and reverence is there. So similarly, when the Lord actually is there in Vaikuntha, it is that kind of a worship. It's more of a formal kind of worship. Nobody can go around and put his hand around Lord Narayana, right? When he's sitting in the awe and majesty in Vaikuntha. But then when the same judge actually comes to his home, and then let's say he has a small child, then the father is acting, maybe as a horse. He's carrying the child on his back, and then he is going around and playing with the child in a very informal setting. So similarly, the Lord actually also is very, very intimate as the judge, High Court judge, becomes very intimate in his dealings within his home. So similarly, the Supreme Lord also becomes very, very intimate in his dealings in his true home, which is actually Vrindavan or Vrajabhumi. So Krishna is thinking that, this is what gives me the most joy. So I want to come and give this to people in the age of Kali. Of course, we don't have any qualifications for getting this highest benediction, but Mahaprabhu, because why Krishna becomes so merciful? Because he takes on a mood of his devotee, which is Srimati Radharani. Because the mother, generally, of course, you can also consider Radha, Krishna, Sita, Ram, Lakshmi, Narasimha, Lakshmi, Narayana. They're all, the Supreme Divine Mother and Supreme Father. Because the mother is generally more merciful than the father, right? Generally, when we have to get, we have to get our way, generally we approach through our mother, because who's supposed to be more lenient, and the father is more strict, and so on and so forth. So when the Lord takes the mood of Srimati Radharani, who is so merciful to, this is because the feminine energy of the Lord, so merciful, then the Lord also becomes very, very merciful. So he gives the highest gift to the most unqualified. In Kali Yuga, actually, we are still hanging around. In Kali Yuga means we have blown it, we have really blown it so far. We are still hanging around in Kali Yuga, and we have not perfected our life. We are still loitering in this material world, and Kali Yuga is going to get worse and worse. Of course, Srimad Bhagavatam, Sukadeva Goswami also says this, Khaler dosha nide rajan astihi eko mahan gunan kirtana deva krishnasya mukta sangha param vrajet. Kali Yuga is an ocean of faults, and we see that. It's an ocean of faults. No clean water, no clean air, everywhere there is pollution, and there is always traffic on 101, and one has to work 12 hours a day, 14 hours a day, just to struggle and maintain oneself. Such a struggle for existence in this Kali Yuga. It's such a chaotic age. Everything is so chaotic. But then he says there is one good quality in this Kali Yuga, which is Kirnada eva Krishnasya Mukta Sangha Param Vrajit. One can get this highest benediction, which is actually this Vraja Prem. This is the highest of, even among the transcendental perfection, this is the highest of all. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is coming and giving us this highest benediction to the most unqualified. I mean, what qualifications do we have? I mean, are we performing great austerities? Are we performing great penances to be able to avail this particular gift? No, Mahaprabhu is in this giving mood. He wants to come and give. He wants to just come and give. He doesn't want to see whether one is qualified or one is not qualified. He just wants to come and give this highest gift to everyone. And so the only way we can actually repay is to actually receive this gift. The only thing we have to do is actually receive this gift. So let's go to the next verse. Apani karimo bhakta bhava angikare. Apana achari bhakti sikhi mai sabare. Apana Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare. So the Lord is thinking, I shall accept the role of a devotee. I shall teach devotional service by practicing it myself. So the Lord actually comes and shows by his own life how to actually be a devotee of Lord Shri Krishna. And how to actually practice the teachings of the Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. So the Lord actually accepts the role of a devotee and personally gives us an example as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And and of course we have the Chaitanya Charitamrita set, and the book table will have, which is the biography of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So whoever wants to go deeper, so Mahaprabhu in his own life has shown this example of how to practice the process of Bhakti Yoga, how to follow the teachings of the Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. It's sweet all around. It's actually a 9-book set. Please have a look, and if you don't have one, please I would request, highly recommend that you take. And then you read this text called the Chaitanya Charitamrita, which is the biography of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and learn how to actually apply the process of devotional service in your own life, which is the Samam Bonam teaching from the Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. So let's go to the next verse. Apane na kaila dharma shikana na ya eta siddhanta gita bhagavate gaya. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Unless one practices devotional service himself, he cannot teach it to others. This conclusion is indeed confirmed throughout the Gita and the Bhagavatam. So the Lord is so kind. He doesn't have to do all these things, but out of his compassion for the fallen conditioned souls and suffering of the fallen conditioned soul, like all of us, he actually personally advents, and then he practices devotional service himself to set an example, and then he tries to teach it to others. That is why the Lord Krishna comes as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Now let's go to the next verse in the 3rd chapter, which talks about the same principles but from Srimad Bhagavatam. So let's go to the verse number 52, 3rd chapter 52. So it's a beautiful verse from the Bhagavatam which talks about the same principles. So you can repeat after me. Krishna varnam tvasha krishnam sango pangastra parshadam yajnai sankirtanair prayay yajantehi sumedasa. Can one of you read the translation? You have to use the mic if you want to get points.
Hello. Yeah. In the age of Kali, intelligent persons perform congregational chanting to worship the incarnation of Godhead, who constantly sings the name of Krishna. Although his complexion is not blackish, he is Krishna himself. He is accompanied by his associates, servants, weapons, and confidential companions.
Yeah, so this is the prediction that is given for Lord Chaitanya's appearance in Kali Yuga. So if you go back to the Sanskrit, it says Krishna Varnam Tvasha Krishnam. So Krishna Varnam means he's always speaking about Krishna. He's always chanting the names of Krishna, which is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Tvasha Krishnam means that he is actually not the color of Krishna. Krishna is bluish black in color, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's color is golden in color, is golden monk, as Vaisheshika Prabhu says. So Krishna Varnam Tvasha Krishnam Sango Pangasta Parshadam. So is, and of course Garga Muni also predicted that in the Srimad Bhagavatam, where he says that the Lord appears in three colors, right? The Lord appears in three colors. When he actually meets Nanda Maharaj in the name-giving ceremony, he actually recites this verse from the Srimad Bhagavatam. He says the Lord actually appears in three colors, white, red and yellow. And then he says as he appears in different ages, he appears in these three colors. Now he has appeared in a transcendental blackish color. Of course, he was referring to Lord Krishna because he was in Nanda Maharaj's in the cow shed as they were performing the name-giving ceremony actually. So of course in the previous yugas, the Lord appears in the white and red. But then in the Kali Yuga, the Lord appears as yellow, as which is basically Tvasha Krishnam. And then Sango Pangasta Parshadam, which basically means that he is accompanying. He's accompanied by who? By his expansions, by his partial expansions, and also his weapons. He's coming down with his associates, his expansions, partial expansions, and weapons. And then what does he do? Of course, he basically constantly sings the name of Krishna. And let's look at this verse. Let's go to verse number 60. To just expand on this. Jivera kalmasha tamo nasha kari bare Anga upanga nama nana astradare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Translation: the sinful life of the living beings result from ignorance. To destroy that ignorance, he has brought various weapons, such as his plenary associates, his devotees, and the holy name. So it's very important. In the previous incarnations, the Lord, of course, would bring real weapons, and he would destroy the demons. And of course, that's what Krishna also says in the Bhagavad Gita: Paritranaya shadunam Vinashaya shadushkritam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavam yugege. Vinashaya shadushkritam. Of course, that is not the primary reason why the Lord appears. The primary reason is to actually paritrana, to deliver his devotees. To basically, to deliver his very dear devotees, and also to show the example of Vraja Bhakti or Vraja Prema to the whole world. That's the primary reason, to reciprocate with his devotees, is why the Lord appears. But then, of course, the secondary reasons are that he also comes to kill the people with demoniac mentality. And of course, we can see that in Lord Krishna's pastimes, how many demons he killed. Of course, many of the demons who, when Lord Krishna was performing his pastimes in Vrindavan, it was actually a one-way ticket for all the demons. They went inside Vrindavan, but they never came out of Vrindavan, because everybody was just either, because they got killed by Krishna, they were liberated, or some of them even attained the other forms of mukti, which is a position in the spiritual world. So the Lord actually destroyed, when he appeared as Lord Krishna, he destroyed all the demoniac people actually. In fact, that is why the Lord appeared, because the very reason the Lord appeared was because Mother Earth was actually, she was feeling the weightiness, of all the demoniac people, and so she approached Lord Brahma, and then they all went and prayed the shores of the milk ocean, Spetadvipa, and then the Lord actually communicated to Lord Brahma, yes, I'm going to appear as Lord Krishna. So to relieve the burden that Bhumi, Mother Earth was facing, so he also appeared for that one reason. But this particular incarnation, the Lord does not kill the demoniac people, because if he has to kill the demoniac people in Kali Yuga, maybe Kali Yuga will be empty. Because who doesn't have demoniac mentality? As His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj says, there is a good dog and a bad dog. In everyone's heart, we have, our higher nature, we also have a lower nature in our heart. In fact, it is interesting that in different yugas, how it all came about. In Satya Yuga, it was mostly, it was mode of goodness, and maybe even Shuddha Sat, and people were able to transcend to the spiritual platform. But then, as the yugas actually progressed in Treta Yuga, the good and bad appeared in different dynasties. Like, for example, Lord Ramachandra was, born in Ikshvaku, the Surya dynasty. And then, of course, there is Ravana. So there is good and bad in two different dynasties. And then as Dwapara Yuga came about, the good and bad appeared in the same family, the Kuru dynasty. There were Pandavas and there were Kauravas. But then as Kali Yuga comes, then what happens? The good and bad appears in the same heart, in the same person actually. So if the Lord has to destroy, ignorance, if they had to kill all the demonic people, then most of the Kali Yuga will be wiped out actually. But then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because he is Namo Mahavadanya, he is the most munificent incarnation. He comes not to kill the demoniac, but he comes to kill the demoniac mentality. And how does he come to kill the demoniac? Not only he comes to kill the demoniac mentality, but also give the highest gift that Krishna himself thinks that he has not given to the whole world. So how fortunate we are that we have actually, born. Of course, Kali Yuga, apart from all the chaotic nature of Kali Yuga, apart from all the falls of Kali Yuga, there's one benediction which we can be grateful about in Kali Yuga, which is actually the appearance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he has come here not to, he's come here to kill the demoniac mentality, to purify our hearts, and also to awaken and give us this highest gift of the awareness of Vraja Bhakti or Vraja Prema, which is the intimate connection with the Supreme Lord. So he has come here to give us all these gifts. So that's why Rupa Goswami says Namo Mahavadanyaya. I mean, how merciful. That's why Mahaprabhu is considered to be the most merciful of all the incarnations. Of all the incarnations, Mahaprabhu is considered to be the most merciful. And not only that, but Lochan Das Thakur prays Kevala Ananda Kanda, the spiritual process that Mahaprabhu is establishing, which is Nama Sankirtan, through the chanting of the holy names of the Lord, is so joyfully performed. In the previous yugas, that you had to perform with so much of austerities. You can hear about Vishwamitra actually performing austerity for 10,000 years, right? For 10,000 years in Treta Yuga, you can read all these different sages, all these even Raja Rishis actually performing meditation for many, many thousands of years. And then, so Vishwamitra is performing this austerities, for so many thousands of years, 10,000 years. And then what happens? He hears the tinkling bell of Menaka. And then he gets completely deviated from the path of spirituality. So in previous ages, it used to be so hard to actually attain spiritual perfection. One has to perform so much of austerities, penances, and for such a long time to come to the stage of perfection. But in this age, Mahaprabhu knows, these guys are, if I keep a bar so high, these guys are not going to pass at all. So what did Mahaprabhu, what did the Lord do? Because it's such a chaotic age and nobody is interested in spirituality. We know that by the verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, right? Prayena alpayusha sabhya kalau vasmin yuge jana manda sumanda madhyo manda bhagyahi upadritaha. This is the characteristic of people in Kali Yuga from the first canto. If you can see, can you pull up that verse, Prabhu? First canto, first chapter. I think it's 15th. If you can go to the chapter. Maybe Shivas Pandit Prabhu can say which verse number, if you remember. 1110. Yeah, 1110. So this is what we are in Kali Yuga. So we can read the translation. These are the sages saying in the forest of Naimisharanya. So they are saying to Sutta Goswami, O learned one, in this iron age of Kali, men, women, you can use it interchangeably, almost always have but short lives. I think we all agree. We don't have thousands and thousands of years. Even if you live for 100 years, that's made into a Guinness record, a big thing. If people cross 70, 75, that's a big thing. Yeah, and as Kali Yuga progresses, this that duration will also become less and less. And then they are quarrelsome, lazy. We can see all these different qualities right within us. Misguided, unlucky, and above all, always disturbed. It's talking about us. It's very unfortunate. It's talking about us. And we can see some of these attributes in our own lives, in ourselves. Right? Lazy, misguided, quarrelsome, and always disturbed. Yeah, you drive in 101 freeway for 30 minutes with traffic moving from one exit to another exit, of course you will get disturbed, right? And you will become quarrelsome and so on and so forth. But this is Kali Yuga, welcome to the age. Of course, 500 years has passed. But there is one benediction, as Sukadeva Goswami is saying, Kirtana Deva Krishnasya Mukta Sangam Paramrajit. And this is what Mahaprabhu is coming and giving. This is what our position is. Do we have any qualifications? No, we don't have any qualification. But because he is coming in the mood of the Divine Mother, in the mood of Srimati Radharani, he becomes just most magnanimous. He is not checking, who's qualified, who's not qualified. He's just ready to give the highest gift of Vraja Bhakti, this love of Godhead, freely to anyone. Still, no, people doesn't want to take that. Still, people want to run away from this highest gift. But then, that's where, devotees like Nityananda Prabhu and all the devotees of the Lord. The devotees of the Lord are even more merciful than the Lord. The Mahaprabhu is coming and giving, please take this highest gift. But then people are running, on the opposite direction. They don't want to take it. If Mahaprabhu actually thinks the same way, when he goes to Varanasi, he's saying, there are no customers. I want to give this fruit of love of Godhead, but then in Varanasi at that time, it was filled with impersonalists or Mayavad sannyasis. So Mahaprabhu is thinking, I want to distribute this love of Godhead, but there are no customers for my there are no takers, there is no customers who wants to take this highest gift of love of God, or especially about Vraja Prema. And that is our unfortunate position, because we are running away from this highest, we are looking at, what is that's happening today? Yeah, Super Bowl. People, Mahaprabhu is coming here, take this, highest gift, which is love of God. But people are saying, no. We want to actually be engrossed. We want to watch Super Bowl, World Cup, and so on and so forth. So people are running in the other direction. Mahaprabhu is coming in one direction, and so Mahaprabhu is thinking, there are no takers. And so Mahaprabhu becomes very unhappy that there are no takers for this highest gift that I want to give. People are running in another direction. And that's where devotees come in, especially starting from Nityananda Prabhu. So people are running away, but then the devotees are running behind the conditioned souls who are running away from this gift. But the devotees are running behind them in the mood of Nityananda Prabhu. They are actually going and catching them and trying to give them this highest gift, which is Krishna Prema to everyone. So that is why Prabhupada in one of the purport, he says the devotees are Krishna. Of course, Lord Krishna he stays as neutral. He says, I envy no one, I am not partial to anyone. But whoever is a devotee to me, I am also a friend to such a person. So Krishna says neutral. Of course, but the heart of the Lord is that he wants to give this highest perfection to everybody. And that's why, to relieve the anxiety of the Lord, to relieve the unhappiness of the Lord, the devotees actually take on that particular responsibility of trying to share this knowledge, the Bhagavad Dharma, to everyone, so that they can become an instrument of the Lord, so they can actually go run behind the conditioned souls who are not at all interested in any of this. They run behind the conditioned souls to give this highest gift, which is love of God and love of Krishna, in the mood of the Vrajavasis. So devotees are even more merciful. And when devotees take on this responsibility, then it becomes very pleasing to the Lord. And as Krishna says, that whoever shares this wisdom of the Bhagavad Gita, especially the Bhagavad Dharma, with others, there's no more one who's dear to me than that person. So we become very, very dear to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Lord Shri Krishna, who's no different than Lord Krishna. So let's go to the next verse, 361, Adilila. So these are the reasons why Mahaprabhu has appeared, the external reasons why Mahaprabhu has appeared. To save us, to establish the Yoga Dharma of the chanting of the holy names of the Lord. In fact, I read a very beautiful section from the 4th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, which of course there are many, many sections which talks about the glories of the holy name. How the holy name is so powerful actually. Of course, the story of Ajamila actually in the 6th canto of Bhagavatam clearly shows that how the holy name is so powerful and potent that even though Ajamila actually was... of course, this is how the whole discussion starts, between Sukadeva Goswami and Parishit Maharaj, because Parishit Maharaj is asking about atonement. Because the end of the 5th canto, the whole... we studied with Srivas Pandit Prabhu, the whole Bhakti-Vaibhav section. The end of the 5th canto describes, anybody remember what it describes? Hell. All the different kinds of hell actually, where the living entities unfortunately has to go and suffer. And then right in the beginning of the 6th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, actually you can look at all these books. Katha Prabhu, you can raise your hand. He's taking care of the book table outside. You can actually look at all these texts, actually the Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita. We're all discussing from these texts. So you can look at all these books in the book table that's there outside. So right in the beginning of the 6th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, Parishit Maharaja has a question. And then he is asking, what is... Okay, he is very concerned. Okay, all these conditioned souls are going and suffering in hellish planets, hellish conditions of life. How can they be saved from going to hell? How can they saved from going to hell? And then Sukadeva Goswami, then he basically, initially he doesn't give the full answer. He tells, well, they have to go through atonement whenever, somebody performs sinful action, then they have to go through atonement to actually rectify for the sinful actions they have committed. And then Parishit Maharaj poses a very important question. He says, let me just say it. He says a beautiful verse: Kvachin navartate bhadra, kvachit charati tat puna, prayaschittamato partam manye kunjara sochavad. He's saying that yes, people sometimes sometimes this is actually 6th canto, 6:110. Translation. So sometimes one who is very alert so as to not commit sinful acts is victimized by sinful life again. I therefore consider this process of repeated sinning and atoning to be useless. So Parishit Maharaj catches this point. Yes, people can atone for the sinful activities, but then they again go and commit the same sinful activity again and again. Right? And Prabhupada gives the example of, not against any religion, but he gives the example of Christians who actually do all kinds of activity through the whole week, and then Sunday they go and do a confession. That I have committed all these sins, and try to beg forgiveness for all those sinful activities. But then the next week they go and do the same activities. Of course, it's true in our cases also, right? At least in my case. I cannot talk about all of you. So in my case, it's very hard to get rid of that anartha from within the heart. The propensity to sin. It's very hard to get rid of that. So here Parishit Maharaj is asking this question. Yes, atonement, yes. People can take to atonement, but that is not going to stop them from committing sin again and again. And then he gives the example of, so he says, I therefore consider this process of repeating sinning and atoning to be useless. It is like the bathing of an elephant, for an elephant cleanses itself by taking a full bath, but then throws dust over its head and body as soon as it returns to the land. You've observed it? Have anyone seen an elephant doing this? They go, the caretaker takes the elephant into a river or a body of water, and then he completely cleans the elephant. The moment the elephant comes out, what does it do? Takes and throws the dust all over its body. So Parishit Maharaj is comparing this behavior, and he's saying that, okay, people, they can atone for sins, but they're going to go and commit that again and again. So what is the solution for this? And then, of course, then the conversation goes ahead, and then actually Sukadeva Goswami, then he actually tells that tapasa brahmacharya, he tells tapacha brahmacharyena samena cha damena cha tyagena satya sauchabhyam yamena niyamena va. He says, one has to undergo austerities by following many rules and regulations, and then voluntarily give up sense enjoyment, and thus cultivate knowledge. Again, Sukadeva, Parishit Maharaj asked this question. Well, this is, even if, because we have seen people who have knowledge also sometimes fall down and commit sinful activities. And so it cannot be the real solution. So what is the real solution? Which actually totally uproots this tendency to commit sinful activities. So that's when Sukadeva Goswami mentions this verse, which is actually text number 15 from the 6th canto of Bhagavatam, 1st chapter. Text number 15, 6:1-15. Kechit kevalya bhaktya Vasudeva parayanaha Agam dunmanti katsnena Niharam iva bhaskara. So translation. So only a rare person who has adopted complete unalloyed devotional service to Krishna can uproot the weeds of sinful actions with no possibility that they will revive. He can do this simply by discharging devotional service, just as the sun can immediately dissipate fog by its rays. So then Sukadeva Goswami gives the understanding, give the knowledge about process of Bhakti Yoga or the Bhagavad Dharma, the process of devotional service. And he says that only this process has the potency which can actually completely uproot the weeds of sinful actions with no possibility that they will revive. He gives the example of a bamboo. He talks about cultivating knowledge, the process by which, can be compared to the example of bamboo. If there is a bamboo tree, it can, or a grass, which actually can be burned. The cultivation of knowledge can be compared to the burning of the grass on the surface. But then after some time, if the roots are still there, then the plant is going to grow again. So if we don't want the weeds to grow, then one has to uproot the weeds from its root. Only one process has the power by which it can completely uproot the weeds of sinful actions from the root. That is the process of devotional service, Bhakti Yoga. And just as here a beautiful example is given as Niharam eva Bhaskaraha. Just the sun can immediately dissipate the fog by its rays. Similarly, the power of Bhakti Yoga, the process of devotional service, can immediately remove the fog of darkness or avidya from our heart. So this is what Mahaprabhu is coming and giving us. The highest perfection which can actually completely uproot the weed of sinful actions where there is no possibility for the revival. This is the process of Bhakti Yoga. This is the process of devotional service. So this is what Mahaprabhu is coming and giving us, this highest gift of process of Bhakti Yoga or the Bhagavad Dharma. So we have a few minutes left. Let's go back to that so this is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, anyway I'll conclude here. Anyway, we have a few more minutes. But the chapter is, it has so many more verses, actually very beautiful verses, talking about the external appearance, the reasons for external appearance of Sri Mahaprabhu, Sriman Mahaprabhu. And so this is what Mahaprabhu came to give us. This highest, this Yuga Dharma, which is the chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, and also the highest gift of Vraja Prema, which is a mode of bhakti in the land of Vrindavan. And of course he came because Advaita Acharya actually earnestly prayed to him, calling out his name. In fact, those verses are so beautiful. I actually wanted to cover that. Anyway, I think, let's see. Maybe we can go to verse number 96 and we can just cover that very quickly. That's the third reason why the Lord appears. The first reason why Mahaprabhu appeared that we discussed was establish the Yuga Dharma. The second reason is, the third reason. What is the second reason? Yeah, to actually give the Vraja Prema, to give the highest benediction to all of us. The third reason is because Advaita Acharya actually called him earnestly. So verse number 96, or you can go to the chapter view, Prabhu. You can go to the chapter view. And then go to verse number, I'll tell you, goes to verse number 96. Yeah. No, you don't have to go. Just read, okay, keep it there. I'll just read a few translations and then we can conclude there. Advaita Acharya having appeared, he found the world devoid of devotional service to Sri Krishna because people were engrossed in material affairs. Everyone was engaged in material enjoyment, whether sinfully or virtuously. And that's what we see in Kali Yuga. This is what we see. In Kali Yuga, everybody is, is only looking at how can I enjoy in this material world. Some people are trying it in a virtuous way, but most of the people are now trying it in sinful way. No one was interested in transcendental service to the Lord, which can give total relief from the repetition of birth and death. Seeing the activities of the world, Acharya felt compassion and began to ponder how he could act for the people's benefit. So this is also the duty of a devotee, is to think about how to act for others' welfare, how to do good for others. This is a devotee's primary business, as shown by our own acharyas, as shown by Srila Prabhupada. And then Advaita Acharya thought, if Sri Krishna were to appear as an incarnation, he himself could preach the devotion by his own personal example. In the age of Kali, there is no religion other than the chanting of the holy name of the Lord. But how in this age will the Lord appear as an incarnation? And if you can go down, and then while, verse number 103, while he was thinking about how to propitiate Krishna by worship, the following verse came to his mind. Sri Krishna, who is very affectionate towards devotees, sells himself to a devotee who offers him merely a tulasi leaf and a palmful of water. So Advaita Acharya is contemplating this. He considered the meaning of the verse, and in this way, he is thinking, not finding any way to repay the debt, he vows one to one who offers him a tulasi leaf and water. Lord Krishna thinks, there is no wealth in my possession that is equal to a tulasi leaf and water. And the next verse. Thus the Lord liquidates the debt by offering himself to the devotee. Considering in this way, the Acharya began worshipping the Lord. Thinking of the lotus feet of Sri Krishna, he constantly offered tulasi buds and water from the Ganges. He appealed to Sri Krishna with loud calls and thus made it possible for Krishna to appear. Therefore, the principal reason for Sri Chaitanya's descent is this appeal by Advaita Acharya. Anyway, so the third reason, external reason, is Advaita Acharya's earnest call by calling out to the Lord, offering him tulasi leaves and Ganges water. So we can also, Prabhu, can you pull up that Krishna, 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 and then we'll sing a small song. And we can also call out to the Lord. This is actually, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sang this, as he was traveling, through many parts of India. And we can also sing, and we can also call out to the Lord. And when we call out to the Lord in all earnesty, then the Lord will appear in our own hearts, as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed by his own example. Krishna, 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 Hare Krishna. Krishna, 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 Hare. Krishna, 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 Rakshama. Krishna, 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 Pahima. Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava, Rakshama, Rama. Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Pahima. So, as we are getting ready for celebrating the advent of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we can remember these pastimes and we can appreciate, how compassionate the Lord is, how He is giving us the greatest gift by the chanting of the process of Bhakti Yoga, the primary means which is the chanting of the holy names of the Lord, and also giving us the highest gift of Vraja Bhakti to all of us. So with that, we'll conclude the session for today, and we'll put away the asana and get ready for the Aarti ceremony for the Lord. Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki. So we'll go to the next part of the item, which is the Aarti ceremony for the Lord. And you can put away the asana and get ready for the dance party. Hare Krishna.
Got it. Say pranam mantra. Namo Vishnu Padaya. Right now we are out of stock. Yeah, yeah. From here. Oh, we come. Yes. Who is the Mridangam player? Play this. Mridangam player?
I think he's playing that board.
Oh. You're going to play?
Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namaste. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Jaya Shri Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Jaya Shri चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसदि गौर भक्तवृंद Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Lord, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gara Hari Bol. Jayam Vishnupal Paramahamsa Parivrajikacharya Astotar Shatasi Srimad Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jayam Vishnupal Paramahamsa Parivrajikacharya Astotar Shatasi Srimad Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Ki Anantakoti Vaishnavrinda Ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Prem Se Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda Ki Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gokopinath Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Shri Mayapur Navadvip Dham Ki Tosi Devi Bhakti Devi Ki Jamuna Devi Ganga Devi Ki Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda Ki. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga.
Thank you. First mantra, you don't do anything. From the second letter, we start. Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Praladadaine Praladadaine Hiranyakashipurvaksha Hiranyakashipurvaksha Shrilatankanakalaye Shrilatankanakalaye Ito Narsimha Parato Narsimho Ito Narsimha Parato Narsimho Yato Yato Yamitato Narsimha Yato Yato Yamitato Narsimha Bahe Narsimho Hridaye Narsimha He Narsimha Hridaye Narsimha Narasimha Madhim Sharanam Padye Madhim Sharanam Prapadye Narasimha Madhim Sharanam Prapadye Simha Madhim Sharanam Prapadye Tavakara Kamalavare Nakam Adbhuta Shringam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubringam Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare तव कर कमल वरे नाका अद्भुत श्रृंगार
दलिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृङ्गां केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरहरि जय नरहरि जय नरहरि जय नरहरि जय नरहरि जय जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह जय नरसिंह जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह लक्ष्मी नरसिंह जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह जय प्रहलाद महाराज 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 प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव जय गुरुदेव गुरुदेव जय जय गुरुदेव नित्य गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल नित्य गौर हरि बोल नित्य गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल नित्य गौर हरि बोल सर्वभक्त विघ्न विनाशक श्री नरसिंहदेव भगवान की भक्तराज भक्त श्रेष्ठ भक्त शिरोमणि प्रहलाद महाराज की श्रील प्रभुपाद की निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि बोल।
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. We welcome you all to the Sunday Feast Festival here at ISKCON of Silicon Valley. We are so glad to see such a large turnout here today in spite of a some event that is happening. But thank you for joining us and taking your valuable time. So let's give a big round of applause to everyone who has joined us here tonight. Hari 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 Bo. We'll also like to thank all our online viewers as well. So let's give them a big round of applause. Hari 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 Bo. Today's discourse and Krishna Katha was on the topic in anticipation of the appearance of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and is brought to us by His Grace Sundarananda Prabhu. He talked about the external reasons of the appearance of the Lord. So let's express our gratitude and thank Him for an discourse tonight. Hari Bol! Hari 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 Bol! Hari 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 Bol! Anyone coming here for the first time? Thank you. Thank you for joining us. If we could be of any assistance, and if you have any questions, please reach out to me. My name is Sri Gopal Das. We'd be happy to assist you in any way we can. And let's chant one Mahamantra for our newcomers. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. So as you know, we are preparing for the appearance day of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That's going to be on March 2nd, which is on Monday. So in preparation for that, the Sunday program on the Sunday before that Monday, which is the 1st of March, we will have the program in the late morning. The details will be sent out soon, but we will have the program instead of 3:30 p.m., we will have the program in the late morning program. So we'll send out the schedule as we get closer, but we wanted to get out this word so that devotees get prepared for that event. Hare Krishna. We have few sponsors for tonight's feast. We would like to acknowledge them. The first sponsor is Supriti Mataji and the sisters Swati Chandra, Supriti Chandra, Sonu Chandra, and Subhash Chandra, who is the husband of Swarsha Chandra. They are sponsoring on the occasion of in the memory of Swarsha Chandra. She is the mother of these three sisters and the wife of Subhash Chandra. Are they here? Yeah, they are our regular. They don't miss a chance to sponsor the feast. Every year they sponsor the feast. Please, Mataji, please come here. Thank you for sponsoring the feast. Okay. Hare Krishna. Thank you again for your support and sponsoring the feast. As usual, every year, I know you have such a love towards your mother. You miss her a lot. All your family come together on this occasion. Thank you. And it's our great fortune to have you here. Thank you for your sponsorship. Hare Krishna. Would you like to say a few words?
Hare Krishna. As Prabhuji said, we're here to honor Mom on her Liberation Day. And I was just remembering that, they say home is where Mom is. And I remember when we came here the first time, Visheka Prabhu told us, please feel at home. And home, I feel, is a place that gives you the biggest gift of understanding, right? You don't have to say anything. And I feel Krishna and Radha give us the same thing, that same gift, where you can stay quiet and they just know, right? You can feel relaxed. So, and isn't that the most cherished gift of all? So thank you. Hare Krishna.
We have Mahaprasad for you, Mataji. And our next sponsor is Yashasri Joshi. She is sponsoring in the memory of her mother and also in the remembrance of her dad. And this is the second anniversary of her disappearance day. So we like to thank Yashasri, Mataji, and the family for sponsoring tonight's feast as well. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Would you like to come? Okay. Thank you. Hare Krishna. And here is Mahaprasad and the gift. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. And our next sponsor is Subhadini Mataji and Surendra Prabhu. They are sponsoring on the occasion of the birthday of their children, Pulkit Anand and Garima Anand, which their birthday was this month. So they are sponsoring on the occasion of the birthdays of their children. Thank you. Thank you, Subhadini Mataji and Surendra Prabhu. Is Mataji here? Yes, please. Please come here, Mataji. Okay, thank you. Hare Krishna. I'll give you the Mahaprasad. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Please, please thank Mataji and... And our next sponsor is Shipra Agarwal Mataji. As you know, as I announced last week, she sponsored the whole month of the March and few weeks of April and the February as well. So 2 months of sponsorship of Sundays. Mataji, please come. If you want, it's okay. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Thank you. We'll also like to thank our broadcasting center, His Grace Charunimai Prabhu, for bringing us the broadcasting of this program. Hare Krishna. We'll also like to thank Bhaktin Anushri for an ecstatic Aarti. Haribol. And His Grace Sri Kumar Prabhu for leading a Narsimha Aarti. Haribol. Any other announcement that I'm missing? If not, we'll go to Prasad Sevya prayers. Hare Krishna.
Sharira Vidyaja Indriya Taheka Jive Fele Vishaya Sagore Tarmadhe Jivayati Lobhamoy Sudhurmati Take jeta katina samsare Krishna bado doyamo Kori bhare jivaja Swaprasadanna dilo bhai Se annamrita pao Radha Krishna guna gao Preme dhako Shri Chaitanya Gita Preme dhako Shri Chaitanya Mahaprasade Govinde Namo Brahmane Vaishnave Svalpa Punyavatam Rajan Vishwasana Vajayate Prasade Sarvadukana Manirashopajayate Prasanna Cheta Soyashu Buddhi Paryavatishtate Dvayopa Bhukta Shaganda Vasulankara Charchita Uchishta Bhojino Dasa Stavamayam Jemahi Shushkam Paryushitam Vapi Nitam Vaduradeshata Prapti Matrena Bhoktavyam Natra Kala Vicharana Nadeshaniyam Astatrana Kala Niyamastata Praptam Anandrutam Shrishte Bhoktavyam Harirabhavi Bhagavat Shri Mahaprasadam Ki. Please come take prasadam. Hare Krishna.
Please stay for a few more minutes. We have some important announcements that I missed. Her Grace Preeti Gaurangi Mataji has something to share with us. She had created a portal. As you know, many devotees, they are finding their jobs. They have some trouble finding the jobs and things like that. So she has created something in the benefit of for all the devotees who are seeking the job or the opportunity. So she will share us what this is all about. Hare Krishna.
Hi Krishna. So I'm a student at Stanford and I'm also a startup founder. At Stanford, I saw this culture where we refer each other whenever we need help. And I thought of replicating the same for the entire ISKCON network in USA, where we have built Krishna In, that is Krishna's LinkedIn. At Krishna's LinkedIn, we connect the entire network of devotees where there will be, so this will be one platform connecting ISKCON as a community altogether. And there will be 3 specific opportunities. One, for those who are seeking jobs. And we have also put an option where if someone is on a tight schedule, say H1B or any emergency, they can highlight that, and that will be pinged to all the other devotees in the community. Then, for those who have opportunities, say if you are a founder, if you're looking for a particular teammate, please go ahead and post it on the portal. If you have an opening in your team, you can go ahead and post that as well. And then referrals. So what is a referral? So we have amazing community, like this is very powerful. We have Achyuta Balram Prabhu who works at Google. We have Manjari Gopika Mataji who works at Salesforce. We have students from best of the universities in the world. So all of us can be your network. We can refer each other. If you're trying to apply to Google, you can look at all the devotees who are working at Google, ping them, and if it's okay with them, they'll go ahead and help you with either referral or help you with interview preparation. Anything and everything that's possible. So this is one community that will help each other for us to grow professionally as well. Because when our stomach is happy, we can chant more loudly. So thank you. One small thing. So this is the site that I coded on the side, but there is still a lot of work. So any of you who would love to volunteer and help me build this into a more powerful platform, please reach out. Thank you.
Last but not the least, we have the cooks. Without the cooks, we don't have prasadam. So it's very important that we acknowledge all the cooks for tonight's Sunday feast. Hare Krishna. And Ashriya will... Arshia. Arna. Okay. Sorry. Okay, Arna.
Hare Krishna, the cooks for today were Achyuta Chaitanya Das, Manjari Gopika Mataji, Venutari Gopinath Prabhu, Nikhil Prabhu, Ganesh Prabhu, Arun Prabhu, Anil Prabhu, Rima Mataji, Shraddha Mataji, Archana Mataji, Riyansh Prabhu, Kanka Manjari Mataji, Rima Mataji, Tadiya Seva Prabhu, Rasamitra Shesha Prabhu, Vikrant Prabhu, Aditya Prabhu, Sirisha Mataji, Aditi, Aditya Prabhu, Anant Vala Prabhu, Subodhini Mataji, Yashashri Mataji, Supriya Mataji, Sutra Malik Prabhu, Arun Prabhu, Rachana Mataji, Monica Mataji, Mayuri Mataji, Rishi Prabhu, Anil Prabhu, Jyotsna Mataji, Ruchira Mataji, and Sunita Mataji.
Thank you, Arna. Now we'll proceed to honor the prasad. Will be served